news for you. Yes, I do. I'm like your angel of love, girl. I've come to see you through. So when you cry, let me wipe your tears. When you're scared, I wanna be there to calm your fears. When you're in need, baby, ring my phone. I'll run right over and we'll make love all night long.
Yo, what's good?
Gentlemen,
I'll be with you in a minute. I'm finishing watching Secrets from the Cave, hearing about my bullying tactics on stage here.
Oh, wow. Well, you look like the kingpin.
Really, Sean?
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Mel, Rob, get it? Mel, Rob, how y'all doing?
I'm good.
Oh, Jesus, Rob.
yeah, you sound horrible, bro. You sound horrible.
Like, yeah.
No, we're not making that up. You sound terrible.
Yeah. As opposed to the times you sound bad before, you actually sound terrible now.
Yeah, I don't know what's.
You sound like Africa Bambaataa in an outtake of Planet Rock. Not the actual.
Even when you're not speaking, Robert, it's something going on. Yeah, it's like a vibration or something, even when you're not speaking.
So we're gonna switch it real quick. Sorry about that.
You probably want to pop out and make whatever change you're gonna make, and then pop back.
Yeah, we can do that.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, now you sound fine.
Yeah, don't leave, Robert.
Do I sound fine?
Yeah,
Now you sound fine. Yeah.
You have a delay though.
Yeah, that's.
I'd rather
kind
the
of a
delay
bummer.
than the way you were sounding. Yeah, you sound fine now.
Yeah,
So whatever you was doing before, don't do that. Y'all all right, man?
I'm great. How's my audio?
You sound amazing, Mel.
Oh, do I? Thank you. Thank you very much.
Jesus, really.
I'm so glad, man, that we're past the Q's celebrations, man.
Right.
You know.
Some of you are. I think a few friends of ours are still celebrating, but that's a whole nother subject.
Yeah, well, you know, I enjoy watching them jump around and sweat. You know, that's something that I would never say.
Not you. No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know too many new
They would do that.
Yeah, that's kind of the whole point. You know? I'm not going to the party to sweat my clothes out, but do you?
Ooh, Teddy.
I enjoy watching them. I enjoy watching them in front of them.
Peppermint Teddy. All right.
Hey man,
Petty Wheat Straw.
Yeah,
Petty. What you know about Petey Wheat Straw, Glenn?
All right.
Well, Mel, you know, not that I lived through it like you did,
Hey,
but
Ray,
I watched the reruns and stuff.
Florida, Ray Cooper Moffitt, I see you. Yeah, that's old Glenn Turman. Petey
Wheat Straw.
But Dolomite used to talk about him. Petey Wheat Straw, the devil's son-in-law. Oh,
yeah, Petey Wheat Straw, the devil's son-in-law.
Yeah. Everybody good though, man? Y'all good? Y'all having a good week? Yeah.
I'm not good, bro.
Wow,
what's going on, man?
I'm not good. I am baffled at the level of complexion protection in this Rittenhouse trial, bro.
This dude said complexion protection.
I was wondering where you're going with that, bro.
I'm baffled by it. Like the picture of him standing behind the judge, leaning over, watching video. You know, the judge opening cookbooks during the trial. It's a lot, man. It's a lot.
I hate to say it, man, but I've actually just kind of gotten numb to it, you know, because I'm like, from where I'm sitting right now, I can't seem to affect change. I'm in the space of accepting the reality and navigating the difference, you know, and knowing that I have to make sure that the little black boys that pass my way know that the rules are different, you know, and I can't let them pay the price for trying to force the rules to be the same. It's like when I used to speak to graduating classes, when I used to tell them, you know, it's a game, and it's a game whether you recognize it as a game or not. So you can choose not to play the game, but it's still going to be a game. And so, I feel like we have to prepare little black boys and little black girls the way we always have, is that the world is different for you. And don't spend too much time hung up on the difference, because you'll get stagnant. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be twice as good, twice as swift, twice as smart. Just be that.
Yeah.
Keep it moving. It's funny, man. And that's the thing I think that frustrates me the most, man, is that as a man my age, I listen to my grandparents and my parents, fight these same things. And then there are people who have the nerve to question the validity of it. And I'm like, I've heard my parents, my grandparents, these fights have been going on since before I was born, and you're still claiming they're not real, or those dynamics aren't real. So it's frustrating, man. It really is. I saw somewhere mail today where they were saying, the exonerated 5 are younger than Rittenhouse. They were younger when they went through their thing than Rittenhouse is, and their tears and their crying didn't matter to people, Now this boy's on here fake crying, but you got pictures of him standing in the bar like a celebrity.
Yeah, with the Proud Boys.
With the Proud Boys.
And those were inadmissible. For some reason, the judge didn't allow those to be brought to the trial.
Well, I was one of my white friends, man. We had an exchange on Facebook about it, and I'm always, when you don't have a vested interest in it, your perspective is a little bit different. So I try to be understanding when somebody who's not a person of color chimes in. But I was telling him, I'm really no longer that focused on the system being broken, because the system is comprised of people. The system is structured to work and do what it's supposed to do. It's been infiltrated by people who are racist or hateful.
I have to disagree.
Talk to me.
Only because, bro, the system was designed by those people for those people, right? The system was designed for rich old white men to be in control. So we can't say that the system isn't broken, because the constructs of that system were done so that their rights, their views, their everything will be perpetuated. And it's written in a way to a certain degree or extent that we could try to frame some things and say, oh, well, it's equal for everybody, but it's not. I mean,
here's why I disagree with you a bit. Because somebody kills somebody, there is a structured process and penalty, state to state, in terms of what is supposed to happen to somebody that is ultimately convicted of that, right? And I think that framework exists and is supposed to function. What happens is you have people that grow up racist, hateful, whether they're police, judge, people in the legal system, and they thwart the direction of the system because they're influencers and decision makers. And so you can have everything right happen and get to the racist judge. And the racist judge is the one that determines that all that goes out the door because they decide they want to play it a different way. So I see what you're saying, but I'm also saying the system itself, and I'm not talking about the overall systemic racism we experience because of our color, but I'm talking about things like the way the justice system, when it comes to crimes and stuff like that, that system is laid out to function and work, but it's been compromised by people that have power in it.
Here's why Mel is actually right.
Yeah.
And I hate to agree with him, but I do. You look at a case in Louisiana, there was a case, it's over 100-year-old rule where juries could be split, non-unanimous, which sounds weird to most of us in the United States. But in Louisiana, there's a law that says that your jury doesn't have to be non-unanimous, doesn't have to be unanimous. So literally you could have a split jury, 11 people or whatever, and it could be 6-5 and you could be convicted. Over 1,500 inmates have been sent to jail on split decision juries. The Supreme Court refused to overturn.
Keep talking, Glenn. I got to stop my camera for a second. Just keep talking.
Okay, so the Supreme Court refused to overturn that rule. They there was a Superior Court hearing that went to the Supreme Court, and I believe they were split. A couple of the conservative justices thought that a unanimous jury is kind of the American way. If you're going to convict somebody of murder, it needs to be pretty unanimous. But there were a few conservative justices that argued against it, and it went back to the lower courts. And basically that law stands right now. That's a flawed system, because if I'm a lawyer, then and I'm trying to convict somebody that's, not of a certain race, then I'm going to stack the jury with people of the opposite race who see.
Right, but isn't that specific to that lawyer
No.
who's trying to navigate that? You don't think that's specific to what his agenda is?
No, I think
No,
that's
that's the law.
That's a flawed system.
It's a flawed system. It's the law.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's taking advantage of the system.
Yeah.
So
He knows how to work
he's corrupt as the system is, but it's a flawed system that gave him the power to do it. So, and that's where you get into systemic issues that prevail in society, and people don't want to hear that, but there is real issue with that. I mean, if you don't think there's an issue with it, go watch The Banker, where 2 black men went to jail for trying to create a bank so black people could actually own houses, and this was the early 60s. So we're not talking about Jim Crow. We're not talking about 1918. We're talking about 1960.
Yeah.
Roughly 60 years ago.
Yeah, I watched it. Great movie.
Yeah, great movie.
So let me ask you this. And maybe
I wasn't born then.
Maybe right, Robert. Maybe the answer is simple and cut and dry, but is it actually that people are unable to see the reality of things like this that we're talking about, or is it like my favorite quote that says, "You'll never awaken the person who's pretending to be asleep"? Are these people just denying what they know the reality is, because either it's going to change some realities for them going forward, or maybe they have to have some accountability. Things don't come as easy for them after that's acknowledged. Why is it?
Silence.
Why am I still talking about what my grandparents and parents talked about?
Silence is golden, said the one with the gold.
Man, you sharp tonight.
I am. It's the wine, J. Moss, Cabernet.
I think it's your vest. You got your sexy gray vest on.
Sexy vest. Oh, thank you, Sean. You look cute too. Thank you.
Yeah, it's all, man. And I think that's the other thing, man. You start trying to find some sense of logic in it because it's so illogical. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, okay, what is it? But
that could be the challenge. You're trying to find logic in something that's been set up already for us to not win from the start.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just like Jared. Go ahead, Rob. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, and so you want something that we weren't. It wasn't. The system wasn't designed for us, and so logically we say, hey, this should work. I mean, we're free now, and all the other things, and it just doesn't happen. And so people that it's a privilege thing. So white privilege says, hey, this is who I am. This is what we fought for. This is a legacy and all that sort of stuff. And they carry it on.
Yeah. And before people think we're just 4 militant black dudes, I commend people that speak out from a level of comfort, because it takes a brave person to speak from their position of comfort.
Yeah, and Glenn, we know that we've had guests, whether everybody on this panel right now knows this, but we've had guests that refuse to come back because they decided that we were racist and that we hate white people. So
we've had guests on the show that have said that.
Yeah.
Did I miss those meetings?
I think you may have missed that conversation.
We extended an invitation to somebody who said they couldn't come back on because we hated white people and that was damaging for their brand.
Yeah.
I just spent time in Iowa with one of my good friends, Jason Zirkle.
No, don't say that. My best friend's white. Do not say that now.
I just said if I hated him, I wouldn't have stayed at his house.
Well, here's the thing though.
Yeah.
It's almost like when you chastise your children. You chastise them because they're yours and you can see better in them and you want to see better in them. And so when we look at the concept of the human race, we know from our position that they can be better. So when we challenge them, it's not that we hate them. We're challenging them to be the better that we know they can be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I have an author right now. We're reviewing this book. I don't even know if we're going to publish it, but he wants to write a book about a white author Italian Irish American who wants to write a book about privilege, and me as the publisher greenlighting, and I'm wondering if I want to do that because it's such a sensitive topic, and I have to look at it from a corporate standpoint sometimes too.
He's bold, but ain't no white people gonna buy his book.
No, I think there'd be some that would. I think
Damn,
there
yeah.
would.
The dude whose house you stayed at last weekend, and
I mean,
and that's why old boy didn't want to come back, because you make statements like that, Sean.
Yeah.
everybody knows that's a joke. That's a joke.
But do they though?
They should. We have said way more intense stuff on here than that.
Hey, I'm gonna use Mel's line. You know what you did.
You know what you did.
You know what you did, Sean.
I don't know how that really applies, Robert, but I'm gonna let you have that.
But the interesting part too is that I am equally verbal and pissed off about the stupid stuff that black people do.
Yeah,
we do some stupid stuff too that we don't know.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So while the things that are in the news might make the show a little bit more often, I'm just as pissed that young Dolph got killed in Memphis.
Which is what we were planning on talking about tonight as well. So that's what I'm saying. We don't shy away from calling out our own. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I don't get why somebody would watch this show and decide that we have a problem with white people. I have a problem with people that are doing wrong.
I have a problem with stupid people, though. I do discriminate against stupid people. I'm not going to lie. I don't care if you're black, white, red, or brown. I'm going to discriminate against you if you're stupid.
You sound elitist, Mel. I mean, Glenn. You sound
I'm Glenn.
I'm Glenn, and I'm done speaking.
Say thank you. He called you Mel. Say thank you. Thank him for that compliment, Glenn. He called you Mel.
Hey, look, Mel, ring it dry for as long as you can. Ride it for as long as you can.
Yeah. My hair is still dark.
With that in mind, Mel, you actually segued into something I wanted to talk about, man. I don't have an answer, but I'm baffled, man, by the violence that we're experiencing in our own communities, man, and among our own people. I'm sure. I don't think he was as big a star, but I'm sure there were flashes of Nipsey. You know, the way this story played out, you know, I couldn't help but think back to when Nipsey was murdered. But what is it, man? Is this something that, again, we are applying to the psychological damage we're experiencing from, you know, our histories and slavery and all that? Is it a poverty-driven mentality? Is it all of that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on, man? Why are young black people so determined to kill each other? And we all know that, you know, murder is a proximity game, you know, so you kill people that look like you. But it just baffles me, man. Why are we so violent, man? Why are we so willing to take lives, man? Do you guys have any thoughts about it?
Who wants to go first?
You can go, Robert.
Okay, you, Robert.
So here's my perspective on it. We don't want to see us get better or doing things. I mean, you know, God, why can't I remember his name? But the Memphis situation. He was doing great things. He has a turkey drive. He gives away, you know, food and things like that for those in need. We can even look at Nipsey. The same thing happens where we just I don't want to say is it the crabs in the barrel mentality, but we don't want to see us get better. We want us to all stay down here at this level, and that's unfortunate because we could be elevated. We as a people are doing great things and have done great things, you know, over the years. But now this mentality. People are walking around with no hope. Because they have no hope.
Right. I used to say if you saw people doing better, it would inspire you to do better. But I'm not sure right now. I've talked in the last week. I've talked to 3 African American people who've raised a total of over $50 million for their businesses, VC funding. One woman got 30 million. Another guy got 12. Another guy got like 5, 10. And these are all young people. We're talking probably most of them are under 40, maybe one is over 40, just doing things, amazing things. I'm sitting here in awe of them, and blessed that I'm in a position to help them to meet other people, to connect them to other people. So if you open your eyes, the opportunity is there. The internet, everything else. This is the most available information has ever been in anybody's time. You can be whatever you want to be. So I don't know what it is that's suppressing that ambition and creating that animosity all at the same time. It's just hard. It's hard to put your finger on it. I don't know.
Well, let me just say this one last thing. So we have who's dropping off guns in our neighborhoods, right?
Yeah, but that's not to make you shoot that. Because I think me and Mel agree with this again. But I mean, I'm all for gun ownership. Responsible gun ownership has nothing to do with killing people.
I've been to Mel's house. Mel has 46 guns.
Like
Well,
an
yeah.
Why are y'all trying to tell my business that you don't know? I don't have any guns in my house.
Yeah, I mean, so I wasn't going to say that, Mel, but you just let
he
me
wasn't going to say it.
Yeah, you just let me touch one.
What are you looking for, Mel?
He got to shoot you.
You just let me hold one of them. But I mean,
No, he didn't look around for it.
That might be whoever did a classic
moment away before you
I
went
think
on
that
camera.
would fall into the classic moments of the show right there.
Yeah,
No.
but why do we have more guns coming into our communities than others?
Oh, he got a sword. He's a samurai. No, he's a knight. I'm not sure what kind of sword that is, but okay.
Yeah. I mean, so why do you think that is? Who's allowing us to be able to access those?
It's not a gun problem per se. All right. Okay. A gun is a tool. Okay. Mm-hmm. So in order to get to the point where people are elevated in rage or desperateness or whatever in order to kill somebody else, you have to look at a few things. You have to look at education and resources. Mm-hmm. The main reason that we're suffering in our community and have the violence and all of that other stuff is because of a lack of education, a lack of resources, a lack of jobs, community standards, so forth and so on. If those things were different, if you look in affluent Black neighborhoods per capita, you will find that there is less crime. If you look in any affluent neighborhood per capita, you're going to see that. So it just so happens that the overwhelming majority, because of redlining, because of gerrymandering, because of all of these things, which going back to our initial conversation, Sean, is the system, gerrymandering, redlining. It's not like it was illegal. Right. It was able to happen, and it was a flawed system that allowed this to happen, but it created circumstances in neighborhoods, especially if you look at how school systems just in Illinois are funded off of property taxes. Well, if you have redlining, and if you have gerrymandering and things like that in place that force people of a certain economic status into certain neighborhoods where the property taxes are extremely low, and then now their schools don't have the resources, so they don't get the teachers, they don't get the computers. It's hard to believe that in 2021 there are schools in some Black areas that don't have computer systems, right? Wow. They don't have computer labs.
Well,
right?
it's in the city. The average a few years ago they tested. And the average senior in high school read at an 8th grade level. Wow. I mean, you're 4 years behind your class in being able to read. Read. The basic thing you should know how to do after like 3rd grade, 4th grade. So think about it that way. You start out with 2 strikes and 3 balls. You're about whatever the next pitch is, you're just going to either hit it or you're going to whiff on it. And you don't have a chance from there. So and Mel's right about the whole property tax thing. It makes no sense to tax and fund schools based off the property value because you will never get ahead. If you live on the south side, your home is probably 50% less of value than the north side or the suburbs.
Yeah, or suburbs.
Yeah, or
affluent suburbs. Naperville,
exactly.
Bolingbrook, all those places that I've lived.
So you give nobody an incentive to stay in the community and do anything in the community because they can't get ahead. Everybody wants to move. Flight from the community. So it's a problem. All right, y'all
So-
are depressing
so
me.
what's
Can we
the
talk about
problem?
relationships or something? Because
Yeah,
I'm
let's
depressed
talk-
now. Hell,
Well,
Yeah.
look, I got two things I want to talk about real quick, but the first thing I want to talk about is
I would have brought liquor if I'd have known we
I'm
were
a
going to talk
drink.
about this. I brought wine. That was
I'm
mellow.
a drink now.
Hey, I had a interesting exchange with someone this week. It was a lady that I had dated briefly, very briefly.
Because you wouldn't buy her no drinks.
Yeah, well, that
I
was.
couldn't say that fast.
He
enough.
told her she was
Sorry.
racing. He said some racist
Okay,
things.
she was racist. I'm sorry, Sean. Go ahead with your story.
Oh,
sir.
when it's good, it's good. I can't be mad. That was good. At least I can spell brief, Roger.
As he gets kicked out, we have a petty producer. His name is Roger. He's very petty. He's petty wheat straw, the original.
They don't know the rule I before E except after C. But anyway, and so when
well, science proved that was wrong.
Oh yeah, that's good, man. You're supposed to be helping me.
I'm just saying. But go ahead.
So, because I had never heard that before. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And so me and the lady stopped dating basically because sometimes it's too early on for somebody to be giving you some stank attitude, and that was kind of what happened. Like I'm like, okay, like we've been on one date. Why are you giving me this stank? While we on the phone, and so we got off the phone, and I'm that dude. I never called again. She never called me back.
You that dude that never calls again. I like that.
Well, I mean, I'm just that dude. If I see it ain't gonna work, I'm not hanging around.
You got a mean cutoff game, Sean.
Yeah, and that's quick.
Yeah, you Sutton.
That's
He
pretty
even quick. He's Sutton.
I at least go 90 days.
Yeah, you just mean, Sean.
No, I mean, if you show me something early enough, I don't need to pontificate. So anyway, he posted something that I thought was interesting based on what our history was. And it says something to the effect of, I'm not easy. The person's going to have to be special that deals with me because I'm not easy to deal with. And woo, 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 woo. And I started thinking like, so why is that okay? Why would you celebrate being difficult? What is it about our culture? And you see that with a lot of women sometimes, that they celebrate the part of their personality that is difficult, like it's a badge of some kind. And so I actually reached out to her and asked, I said, I'm just, because we had never talked about why we stopped, pursuing whatever we were pursuing. And I told her, I just found that interesting that, you would post something that advocates being difficult. Like that's a good thing. And so she never really spoke to that as much as it gave her a reason, I guess, to tell me why she behaved that way, and explain herself and say, this was happening. I was going through this. What you got was a birth child of what was happening in my life at the time. And there was probably a left-handed apology in there, whatever. But I'm curious, man, if you all experience that like I do. Maybe you guys don't get that or hear that like I do, but I hear it pretty regularly, and I want to know, why is that a marketing tool, being difficult?
A marketing tool. I like that.
I'm gonna let the other brothers go first.
Why, you scared, Robert? You scared? No,
not at all. I'm not triggered or any of those things. Therapy's been working for me. I'm good.
Therapy's been working.
Glenn, why don't you jump in first since Robert's scared?
I don't know. Anybody that starts out a conversation saying, well, me, myself, this is how I am, you should run from them anyway.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest cop-out known to man, personally. But
yeah. Because whoever you are, you probably need to get over it. You had childhood trauma. Okay, you're 40 now. How long are you going to blame people for that? You had bad relationships. You picked bad people. You brought a lot of wherever you are right now. There's a lot of your decisions that brought you there. So for everybody else to have to live with your bad decisions, that's a personal problem. That's a you problem.
But I think what I find amazing about it is that it's packaged in a way that says if you can hang in there, then you get the wonderfulness that is me.
Oh, gee, thank you.
I'm difficult as hell.
Yeah.
But if you can deal with it, you know, it's something special waiting for you on the other side. Like,
Yeah, what I don't need basic training in a relationship. No, I don't need to hang in there. No, we're not.
man, you on it tonight. I want you to know. You say you don't need
Basic training.
Just like basic training, the few, the proud. No, no, we're not doing that. That's not a relationship. That's
some good liquor over here.
Relationship shouldn't be a stress test. That's not a relationship. It should be, you know, I'm interested in you, you're interested in me. Let's figure out if there is a connection. If there's not a connection, then I wish you well. But putting people through their paces in a relationship is not a damn relationship. That's, like I said, that's pledging. You know, and you aren't a frat and you aren't a sorority. You don't need to be pledging people to be with you. Okay, you don't have that right.
The few, the proud, the Shawandas. That was pretty funny. That was good.
Just so you all know, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated is a non-hazing organization. I just want to make sure you all know.
Thank you for the non-hazing video. Now we appreciate
talking about hazing, and I don't want my prestigious frat to be.
I'm talking about relationships.
Okay, just so you know.
Well, I mean, relationships can be hazing too.
That's what I'm saying. Some people try to haze you.
Yeah, because that's kind of how I felt. Like you hazing me early, you know. Like,
right. And was she even willing to swing from the chandelier? I just want to know that part.
Well, that's what I'm saying, dude.
I don't think they got to the chandelier.
If there had been some swinging, then maybe it would have been worth it. But you know, we hadn't even gone in the room where the chandelier was.
They hadn't even made it to the red room.
And I'm getting that stank, you know.
So that's the problem.
But I see it so much. I think so, TJ. He is isn't he mean tonight? Glenn is mean tonight.
I'm not mean.
I just see that so much, you know.
Boy.
And I don't like the ladies that think, you know, I'm coming for them, you know. But I see that so much, you know, the celebration of being difficult.
Yeah, we're not coming for anybody. It's like it's the ones that if truth hurts, say ouch. We're not talking about you if it's not you. It's simple as that, though. I mean, there are a lot of people out there who aren't like that and who don't embrace it. I'm sure a lot of our lovely listeners are agreeing with us, as you can see in the comments.
Hey man, I like nice people. I like kind people, you know, and and it's not limited to how you treat me. You know, I like people that are kind in general. You know, like I've dated people that were nasty to wait staff all the time. I can't deal with you if every time we go to dinner, there's something wrong with your food every time. You know, you got to send your food back every time. You gotta talk to the waiter like he cooked it. You know, like every time. Like
So let's just tell people that these are dating chronicles. You know, so these are things that happen. You know,
to us.
Dating chronicles.
You don't want my dating chronicles.
This is like a therapy session. Yeah, another thing.
Another thing. That's funnier than you realize. Bro.
That's your problem. That's one of them. And you want to stop somebody in their tracks, just tell them that. You know, that's your problem. That's one of them.
Yeah. But I think you're onto something, Sean, when people say this is just who I am.
Oh man.
Yeah. I mean at 40, 50 or something like this is just who you are. That might be a problem.
Well, if you say this is just how I am, and it's not bringing you any good fruit, then you're copping out.
Yeah.
If you're holding on to this is how I am, and it's only produced less than great fruit for you, then what you're saying is you're unwilling to modify or tweak yourself so that you can be better.
If you're close to Social Security than graduation, you need to make a change.
What'd you say, Glenn? If you what?
Closer to Social Security than graduation.
You still talking about that's the way I am? It's time to change. That's your sign. That's God telling you it's your time to change.
It's just me. It's
just me. It's just who I am.
And that's okay if the person realizes that that's going to be the "this is just me" results that you get.
Yeah, right? You're the only one that's going to pay the price for it.
It's only a problem if you desire more, but you're not willing to become more to get what you desire.
But I think some people, Mel, don't make the connection.
Right.
I don't think they make the connection. You know, they're so saying, you know, accept me for. I said a long time ago, man, that people will search the world for the one person to find them broken, to love them broken. as opposed to fixing themselves and watching the whole world fight for a chance to love them. That's how committed we are to not working on our own stuff. That we would.
Who is we? You see all these books I got, boy?
You know you broken. That's why you get all.
Yeah, that's why I got all the books.
Yeah,
I mean, there are people like that. They will pass on everybody that's unwilling to deal with their bullshit.
Wow.
You know, to get to that one person that will deal with their bullshit. When if they just fix the bullshit piece, they have their choice of whoever they want. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I'm just telling people I'm broken too. I just got these books in the mail today, you know, in Amazon. You know, so I'm a lover of life. I'm all about love. So these are just some books, ladies, that I'm trying to go through my healing to just try to figure out what do I need to do.
Man,
but
I'm broken, but I'm willing to listen, and I'm willing to learn, and I'm willing to be taught. I think that there is somebody that's broken in ways that fits with the way I'm broken, and we can help each other. You know, I believe that those things are still possible. But yeah, I know I'm broken. You know, I sit at home going, boy, you know, you crazy as hell.
I'm pretty together. I'm all right.
That's why you have stuff right there, because you're so confident about it.
You know, so here's the thing though, ladies or people, you know, if your friends are telling you all right, you got to look at your friends.
The word of the night.
You know, because the whole thing is if you know, if they're telling you you're okay, because I've had people tell me, you know, my friends love me,
but your friends might be jacked up as you.
Exactly.
You know? And if
you're in a brunch, they on your team though, Robert. They're on your team, so they, you know.
I know, but if you're at a brunch, peace out to Phil Beckham. If you're at a brunch, y'all all probably lying to each other because y'all drunk off remote.
Phil was in the room tonight. I don't know if he's still in.
I saw Phil jump in.
I don't know, Robert.
Yeah, I could take that a couple different ways when I've heard people close to me say my friends, you know, they love me. You know,
Robert, you're gonna lose your lover of life title. You keep on telling the truth like that.
I know I'm drinking, so this helps you to tell the truth, right?
I know.
So check this out. Since we went there, for those of you that are willing, and if you're not, it's all good. How are you broken? What's wrong with you? And I'll answer as well. But what's wrong with you?
Who wants to go first?
Robert, it sounds like you've had the most practice at this.
Yeah, we're gonna go and let you have this question, Robert. How long you roll the solo?
Me on the sword. Is that what it is?
No, you know, sometimes you gotta sing lead, and sometimes you gotta play the tambourine. Me and Mel gonna play the tambourine.
I ain't even playing the tambourine. I'm playing the triangle, bro.
Not the triangle.
I'll wait till the end.
The voice of reason is going to come back behind us all, right?
I'm playing the hell out the tambourine for you, though, Robert. I'm behind you all the way. I'm gonna stay there, though.
You know, I'm broken and been broken because you know what somebody talked about in the comments about red flags, and because I'm a lover of life and a lover of love, I think that people have the ability to change. And so the brokenness for me is I see something in people that I hope as long as I stay with them, that they will see it and they will make the corrective action happen as well.
But does that always happen, though? Does that really happen? Like, can you wait out somebody's brokenness? Because some people
you make that decision while you've been drinking is a better question.
So you know I've been married a couple times, Glenn.
We've heard that, Robert. Yeah. I didn't know for sure, but I've heard it.
Yeah, that's coming up in the next book. I'll talk about it, ladies.
You didn't write about this unless it's for a little boy, did you? Plug.
No, I wrote about it in this other book that's coming out.
Oh, okay. All right.
Robert, I want you to keep going, but I'm not sure that represents you being broken. You know, I don't know if that's a part of you that's broken. You might have some reckless hope, you know.
Okay.
Reckless hope.
Yeah,
I like that.
Some insurmountable hope.
But I don't know if that
Some impossible hope.
represents broken. Like
It's
let me
all about
let me
love,
fall
right?
on the sword myself first, to a degree. So like I think that some of the hurt that I have experienced can dictate how I process. And so typically I'm a person who I'm all in. You know, I'm all in. If I'm feeling you, I'm all in. You know, I'm giving you 100. And if I sense you giving me 40, then I start to the way I describe it is I start to close all the doors and windows in the house. It's like I'm this big house with all these rooms and no doors on the rooms. And I walk in as open as I can, but I know that I've been dragged in the past. And the minute I start seeing and sensing things that are reminiscent of experiences I've had, then I start closing doors in the room because I feel like I can't give you access because I got hurt in those rooms before. But the problem is that typically if I close any door, I probably nail it shut. So once I close it, I rarely open it back. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that there's this hope I have of being able, I think you walk in every situation going, is this going to be the one time that is not the same old bullshit?
Right.
And you get yourself hyped for that possibility. And as that starts to fade, then you start to dial back and close off.
But
that's one way that I know that I'm broken.
But do you think it's because we're all looking for that one person? I always talk about this, and religious people, please don't get mad at me. I go to church. Well, I went. I've gone.
I used to.
It's been a while, yes. But I watch service on TV and I follow Joel. Anyway,
I don't know if you want to say that, but go ahead.
I know, but people always talk about, well, you know, pray for what you want, but don't pray for your person. Pray for your peace, because the right person will bring you the peace that you need. Versus praying for some person you've designed and described and all of this. You need to pray for the thing that brings you the peace that you need, not the person.
I think that gets tricky though, because we're frail people, we're frail humans, and our packaging dictates the way we process. And so our peace may be presented to us in a way that does not look anything like we are seeking.
Exactly, but that's the thing.
We'll
but when you look for a person, you miss your peace because you're looking for that picture of the person that you think it should be, instead of accepting what comes to you in a way that's natural and organic.
And I get that, but I also think that there is I don't think there's anything wrong with there being aspects of physical, or if you even want to describe it as physical, that you enjoy. You know,
no, you need to be attracted to them too. There needs to be an attraction, and I agree with that. But I think we put so much into that and not into the person's heart until we miss a lot of things.
But we don't really. When do we know the person's heart? Because we're looking at the physical piece of it.
But that's the problem. We don't get to know a person's heart. That's the problem.
Yeah,
we're caught up in the physical. And I'm totally guilty of that too. Not saying I'm perfect in that, right? But I think that's something we need to think about more. There needs to be a more deliberative process to finding the person that's for you.
I think that I got comfortable with the whole dynamic of looking for someone particular when I dated someone that nobody thought was attractive, and I was perfectly fine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's when I kind of knew that I was okay, because I didn't need her to be beautiful for other people.
Right.
You know, I found her attractive.
Yeah.
Right. I found her attractive. I was attracted to her. And I had some people say some rough stuff, you know, that thought they knew me well enough to say it. You know what I'm saying? So people thought that, you know, she was not a looker, you know.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
And I
married him.
It didn't bother me.
But you know, but you know.
Mail checked out already. You checked out.
But you know, the doors of the church are open. Won't you come?
Whosoever will, let him come. Okay.
Let him come.
Robert, seeing that I know one of your ex-wives, I don't think that I want to. I don't think that I want the clarity. Yeah.
Well, I wasn't talking about them, but
I was gonna say, because the ex-wife of yours that I know, I thought she was a nice-looking lady. So
me too. That's why I married her. But
yeah.
but I said I've been married a couple times, but
Robert is
But-
drinking. It's this
but-
point in the night, child, that Robert
Yeah.
has hit the saturation point.
yeah, but the doors of the church are open. But won't you come? But you're onto something, Sean, and so I agree with you.
Yeah, and I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Glenn said, I think that the key word is attraction.
Yeah.
Because I can be attracted to someone who's not universally considered beautiful.
Right.
As long as I'm attracted to them, that's all that matters to me. And I've been attracted to some people that I also looked at and was like, I don't know why I'm attracted to you. But hey, we all right.
There's something good in everybody. Let's just be honest.
Nobody watching the show, though. Of course, he's not talking about you at all.
No.
In case you're watching.
Glenn.
The disclaimer. You gotta put a disclaimer out there for you, Sean.
My ex
You already
watching
run
right
guests
now.
off,
I'm not talking
Sean.
about
We'll
you
need
either.
you to run off viewers as well.
I try not to monitor whether anybody that I have a romantic past with is watching the show. I will say tonight I did see somebody that I do, and she's an attractive girl, so she knows she's an attractive girl. So
I mean, women are generous. The generosity of women knows no bounds because they date some ugly dudes. I had to ask some of you why a couple of times.
I got a good friend that told me she like them ugly.
Yeah, some women do. They
She
like
I like mine a little ugly. I like them a little ugly.
Like
There's
even if a
something
man
about that.
did that, and a man would never admit that he'd like a woman that's not physically attractive. He might date them, but he ain't gonna tell you, oh, I like them ugly. He'll never tell you that. We'll tell you, oh, she's got a brilliant mind. She's smart. She's got herself together. It was like, look, God rest his soul.
I like mine to be missing an eye.
It's like my mother would always try to fix me up with girls that weren't that attractive. So she'd call me and be like, oh, she's so good. How's she look? She's in church and she's Sister Simpson's niece. And she goes to church. How does she look?
Meanwhile, she looked like a wildebeest. And
I would put my
lady-
stepdad on the phone. I'd be like, "How's she look?" He's like, All right, give mom the phone back. Nope, don't want to meet her.
hey man, if you and
Man,
I'm
I'm
falling
glad
on my
you're
sword
doing it.
again.
You're saying this tonight, Glenn.
I'm falling on my sword again, real quick. If you know me. Most people that know me know that I've always had a little battle with that. Like I've never thought that I was a good looking guy. I think that I know how to put on some clothes and present myself, and sometimes to me that's the difference, right? If you know how to present yourself, then your features don't necessarily have to be A, B, or C. But shout out to my my uncle in Tennessee. Me and my uncle have a saying. We say I may not be good looking, but I look good.
Well, I rent my clothes, so
Mine on layaway.
I stole these from Mel.
man, what you got to say?
I'm
Look
not
at
even
Mel.
playing this game with y'all.
Come
today.
on, come on.
Mel ain't said
We gotta
nothing in 20 minutes.
we gotta get-
Don't act like you don't know us, man.
Yeah,
Don't act like
Mel
you made a
involved in this
cast.
conversation.
This is
Yeah,
what happens
like-
when we don't have a guest on.
Oh, here we go.
Here
We'll
go.
have
Come on,
somebody to
Mel.
behave for Mel.
Come on, Mel. Talk to us.
Hey, and shout out to Jay. Remember I sent you guys the picture. A lot of times we have guests that we don't get a chance to meet because we're in this virtual world. But one of our guests, Jay, what's Jay's last name, Glenn?
Harris.
Jay is the nephew of a college friend of mine, and I ended up doing some photography work for that family over the weekend, and Jay was there, so it was real cool. He's a Noop as well, so it was real cool, man, to get a chance to meet somebody face to face that's been on the show a couple of times, but I had never actually met, so I got a chance to meet his family and hang out with them, and it was real cool. It was real cool.
Yeah, thank you, Marsha, for tuning in from Germany. Some of y'all in Chicago in the right time zone don't even tune in, and Marsha's tuned in all the way from Germany. What's up with that?
Yeah.
Marsha,
So
did
now
they
what-
really? Did
now
they
what you
really
got to say?
Is that like from the Brady Bunch?
Marsha,
that right?
yeah, that's what that's
Marsha,
from.
Is that why she does
yeah.
that? Yeah, I remember that, which dates me. But I remember that episode. Marsha. I remember that episode.
Well, I mean, I learned so much from y'all about the 70s. It's really good to be part of this show. I learned about history. I love learning about history from before I was born.
So I'm gonna pick on. So Mel, what you got for us?
As far as what?
What are
Whatever
you
you wanna
thankful
talk
for, Mel?
Yeah, tell us
What are you
did.
thankful for?
We got 4 minutes.
We got. Yeah.
Mel, you got the floor.
Other
You got
than
the.
the,
I'm
other than
go
the
on
three of
mute.
us, Mel, what are you thankful for?
Man, I'm thankful for another day to get it right, to try to get it right. Another opportunity. Every day that I open my eyes, I have another opportunity to try again. For that, I'm truly grateful to be here amongst the living.
Oh Lord, what Mel really is saying is that he's a freak. I'm his translator. Everything Mel actually says means he's a freak. I'm his anger translator. He's thankful that he has another day to
Wow.
be freaky.
Wow.
That's payback for the cave.
Mel, I'm just saying I didn't hear any of that in your statement. So I just want you to know, I think Glenn has a filter on that is changing the words.
See, you're not an anger translator, Sean. I'm trained in this. I'm a professional.
You got special skills.
Yes, exactly. Special set of skills.
You like what's my man?
Yeah. You don't want to mess with
Liam.
Yeah, Liam. I have a special set of skills.
You have
Hey man, real quick, Mel, we got
special skills.
We got about 2 minutes, man. Let's talk about The Harder They Fall real quick. Have y'all seen it, man?
Oh, we can't do that in 2 minutes, man. We got to say that till next show, bro.
Let's save it till next show, man. I will say this: if you haven't, you should follow The Harder They Fall on Instagram, man. You see so much cool tribute stuff, behind the scenes stuff. Has anybody seen the video of Regina King dancing?
Yes, Lord.
Dude, that's easy.
Regina King.
Now there's one. When Regina King was a young lady, dude, I did not find her attractive. Now I would kill somebody about Regina King.
I've always found her.
Brenda on 227. I remember.
Yeah, when she was on 227, I was not feeling her. But boy, she found her way over the years. I want you to know.
See,
but
so you feel like money has made her better. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. But she's,
What Sean is saying is he's materialistic, and yes.
Because I thought she was cute back in the day.
You rode with her all along. Is that what you're saying, Rob?
That's right. That's what I'm saying. Because I can see things in people.
Can you?
Ladies?
That's why you've been married multiple times?
That's right. That's right.
Because you're so good at seeing stuff in people.
I see things in people. If I commit to marrying you, I see some stuff in you.
We have a minute, Sean.
Yeah, talk to me after your 6th marriage.
I'm kind of thankful that we only got a minute left.
Hey man, believe it or not, man, I'm never mad when it's just us, man. Y'all are good to hang out with, man. Even we don't have a guest.
Especially when we're drinking.
Well, we're always drinking. But hey, man, I appreciate y'all, man, hanging for this hour, man, and spending some time with me and everybody that's watching. We thank you guys for watching us, man. Whether you agree with us or not. We appreciate you guys circling back and supporting us. We know some of you are diehard regulars, and we feel like we've gotten to know you over this last year and some months. So we appreciate you. We got to figure out some kind of appreciation thing that we can put together, Glenn, for people that have been rocking with us for so long, man. I'm gonna give you that as a to-do.
That was my to-do.
Thank you, Mr. Sean, for giving me
that. That was my to-do during the summer to put together the boat tour.
Well, evidently you didn't do it. So, hey, man, but look here, we got to get out of here.
But thank you for that. Are you drinking again? Is this what's going on?
Everybody, you see y'all next Thursday at 9. It's been live from the cave.
Camped out at home for COVID? Join us, Indie TV, where you will see the talk shows, movies, drama, action, and comedy. Be the first and see it first. Sign up now for free at Indie TV.